from the campus of Westfield State University. This is 89.5 FM, WSKB, Westfield. Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by Westfield Bank. For more than 160 years, Westfield Bank has been an important community presence and commercial leader in the Pioneer Valley. With convenient full banking services in Westfield, West Springfield, East Longmeadow, Agawam, Feeding Hills, Springfield, Southwick, as well as Enfield and Granby, Connecticut, visit us on the web at westfieldbank.org. We thank the generosity of our underwriters. For more information, please contact the Westfield State Foundation at 413-572-8646. Doesn't work. It's got the tape on it. I can see it from home.
I hate when they don't work.
One of my ears is not working here, so I'm going to change this.
Headphones are not working.
Yes. Wow, it's Tuesday morning. It is, let's see, what day is today? It is March 26th, 2019 and counting.
Aren't
and
you glad we came in to help you?
Oh, thank you. I'm Bob Plass, and I have my helpers here for the Westfield on Weekend shows. That's helper number one. He's trusty, dusty, lusty, crusty, and musty, but especially well modulated. Yeah. And
especially well modulated.
Yeah. However, that one that you just heard is this is the last time he'll be the March manipulator of mayhem and madness and whatever else you want to come up with, whatever other word beginning with M you want to come up with.
Hair.
No more
he has no hair. The hairless Peter Coles.
Fuzzy Wuzzy was no more.
What does that feel like to you when you have your head shaved? I mean, like, you could really go the whole route and have it totally shaved. I mean, you had that done with a clipper or something.
Yeah, they do it with an electric razor, yeah.
Yeah. Did you ever think of going totally bald?
Not until I have to. Oh. If I don't have to, I'm not.
You know how that went right to my heart, pierced my heart, Jay. You know, as I'm struggling with my another hair gone today. You know, I know I don't look it, but I am losing hair.
I've seen people running around. They have more eyebrows than they have hair in their head. You know,
right?
That's true. It's true. And
in fact, I take that back. They have more eyebrow. It's just one all the way across.
I might prefer one to that look where you've got hair growing this way, that way.
It goes. Does that happen at a certain age?
Like, Donald Trump has had it since he was young.
I go to get my hair cut, and they're all done with that, and then they go, "Would you like me to trim your eyebrows?" I go, "Is there something wrong with them?" Well, then I look closely, and you don't notice. But eyebrows tend to they grow all over the place.
They do.
Yeah, and I think somebody once told me, or maybe I made this up, that when you cut the hair, like at home, you do your own cutting, and you cut it in a certain way, it's going to grow in the way that you cut it. Could that be possible?
So that
it
could, yeah.
You know,
because I buzz mine.
So if I cut it at an angle to the right, it's going to grow to the right. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. I don't know. For some reason, the last time I went to Jack...
It's like flowers. You put a flower by the window and it grows to the sun. So if I stick my head in the window, it'll grow to the sun? What?
This is
very
true, Jay. Very true. And maybe that's what's happening, is that the hair on your eyebrows is growing wherever you are in relationship to the sun. So throughout the day, Jay, it's sort of like a Venus flytrap or something. That you've got your hair moving. That we can tell what way the wind is coming.
You're starting to scare me.
Track the Time of Day by Jay's eyebrows.
Oh God.
They're like minute and second hands.
Oh my God. Women don't have that problem, or do they? They've trained.
I'm sure they do. They
have lots of tools to fix it.
Yeah, they know how to deal with it.
Have you ever opened one of their drawers? It's like I got a lot of toys in my sound system kit, but they got more stuff in the bathroom drawer than wow.
Oh gosh. Well, probably they have something that could cure. Remember how I told you that I was afraid I was losing my eyebrows totally?
Yes.
Now I'm afraid that we've reached a point where my eyebrows are just there and they're not growing. They're just like plastered there. And it's really kind of... I like it, but I wonder whether it's a particular kind of thing. You'll notice, like they're just not moving. They're just like right there. And this is for a month. Jack did my hair about a month ago.
Yes.
And so this is a month later. So whatever he did the last time, it's pretty good.
Okay.
Unless they're growing inward, and then I've got a real problem. I don't.
Mine are long. Mine grow fast. My eyebrows grow wicked fast.
Yeah, I think is it that hair grows faster when you're older, or does hair is that something about age? Do we know anything about hair growth?
I think hair growth slows down when you're older.
Well, true, if it's based on one's life in the sack. Do you know what I'm saying? Hair growth is sometimes spurred by activity in the bedroom.
Romantic activity?
Romantic activity,
yes.
Yeah. I won't use that three-letter word ending in X.
Amorous activity.
Have you heard that? Did you hear? Have you?
I would assume so, because if you remember, if you're doing that, you're getting exercise.
Yeah, but what does that have to do with hair?
You're bringing your body up to speed.
But
it also probably stimulates, certain stuff that makes that grow. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I
get very stimulated when you're doing that, Bob. How's that?
All right. Okay. I don't know. Hey, how was your weekend? What did you guys do? I had a pretty quiet one, as I remember, if I can remember yesterday. Yeah. Well, Jake.
Well, I'm glad you asked.
Yes. Yeah. Nothing.
Don't recall doing a darn thing.
Oh, jeez. Saturday I had some fun.
What did you do?
I went to Pucks and Paws.
What?
Pucks and Paws.
Now let's parse that. Pucks, hockey, paws, dogs.
Yes.
This was a hockey game played by dogs.
No. No. The Springfield Thunderbirds allow you to buy a seat for your four-legged friend and bring them to the rink.
Oh, my God.
All right.
No.
Who cleans up afterwards?
Yeah.
Well, you're responsible for your own dog.
You're responsible for your own dog.
But so they had a parade of dogs between the second and third periods. All the dogs, and there was a lot of them, came out and walked. Did a lap around the rink with their dog.
Oh, I would have been down there throwing balls for the dogs to chase on the ice.
And all while our good friend Michael Buster McMahon's wife, Karen McMahon, had her West Side Dance Studio doing a dance number on one corner of the ice.
How does this work on the ice?
They put down mats.
Was there a game going on while all this was on?
No, this is in between the second and third periods, Bob.
Oh, all right. Okay, gotcha. So how did the dogs behave during the game when there's a lot of cheering and stuff? I mean, I would assume
you can hear someone barking when the cheering was going on. They were chiming in during the national anthem. The guy saying "All Canada" must have hit a pitch that pissed off a few dogs because they barked. So they were all doing thing.
Were they doing their?
Oh my God, it was so fun. No, they weren't howling, but they were barking. It was funny.
Yeah. You know how I was telling you about Frankie going out in the backyard and howling like at the moon with that woo,
stop.
Woo. it stopped.
The heat's over.
So apparently,
That dog in heat.
that dog in heat has gone the way of I don't know.
The time of year is done.
It's up, and so Frankie is back to normal and not wanting to go out every 2 seconds so he can bay at the moon and lure lovely
Frankie's
dogs
being
to our
a
house.
dog.
Yeah, I know.
You dog.
You dog. You
Yes.
dog. What did
And then Sunday I got shaved.
Yes, I noticed. This is the Baldrick's thing.
Yeah.
How much money did they earn, my friend?
I didn't look at the total for the event. I can look in during one of the breaks, but I raised over $600.
Jay, Peter,
Yes.
could I just give you $10?
You can go online and put in $10.
Maybe we could do it during one of our break because I mean, $10 is really cheap, isn't it?
No,
$10 is $10.
anything helps, Bob. The whole point is, just like with anything else, a friend of mine needed some help. I can only give her $10 towards. She got saddled with a very bad experience in where she moved to, and she had to move out almost immediately, and she needed some help. So I threw her $10. That's all I could afford. I mean, that's what everybody.
Oh,
did.
okay.
Whatever you can afford.
All right. Okay. All right. All
But
right.
100 people giving you $10 is $100.
No, I know.
Right,
I
exactly.
know.
It
I
all
know.
adds up.
Well, I'm having my
No,
taxes
wait, 100
done.
people giving you $10 is $1,000.
That's
right?
Yeah, right.
$1,000.
But then Trump taking giving you the tax break is costing you money later on. So
Don't get him cranked up over there.
This
I see
week
what
was-
you're
Wait a
doing.
minute! I was just going, Jay. I was going there because
you said I could host next week. Well, this week was next week. Last week.
he's gone. He's
What,
gone totally. Hey, so the weekend is the day that I meet with my accountant to go
This
over
weekend?
the taxes. Yeah. And all year long, I've been collecting all of my receipts like normal. And then he told me I don't have to bring all those receipts because
The tax laws
the
changed.
tax laws changed.
Deductibles don't work.
The deductibles don't work
You
anymore.
have a maximum standard deduction that's not enough to make it worthwhile to save anything. So that means don't bother giving any money to your favorite charity because you can't deduct it anymore, which really, really, really sucks.
Oh my God! Is that right? That's correct? Oh.
Well, you
Well, you can
have
give a lot of money and
if you,
deduct
well,
it.
if you have a lot, if you have a self-based business like your sole proprietorship, then you really need to do all your slips and keep a really good try on that.
Well, then you got to keep everything.
Yeah. So I would have to have a business. Well, I
So
have.
Jay, buy QuickBooks before you get your lighting business rolling.
Actually, I have an alternative to that.
What is
It was recommended to me that's better, and it's not a shoebox.
Oh, okay.
It's not a shoebox.
It's not a
That's
shoebox.
hit.
Is there a program made just for lighting and sound companies?
No.
Because I know my mechanic has a software package that helps with ordering and parts and all that kind of stuff. And it's made for
that would be lighting and sound is kind of a small. There's a small niche. It's not a huge thing.
Right.
But like an auto shop, auto parts business. Yeah, every town has 30 of them. You know, so that
I've seen niche software for weird things though.
Well, niche software for radio hosts, for instance.
Well, yeah, that right there.
There's a software for not-for-profits because I'm just learning about
there's
that.
a lot of those too. Yes.
Yeah. There's software for everything. Remember when the days when you had to figure it out with a pen and a pencil?
I remember
Or
when I didn't
adding
know
machine?
what software was.
Yeah.
or an adding machine.
Or an adding machine. Oh my gosh.
you know-
I never really trusted myself with an adding machine. Did you? I would always end up having to take the pencil out.
I always remember I'm pretty sure it was the early 70s. I had a guy in math. This guy was nut for anything mechanical, and he had one of the old-fashioned mechanical adding machines. You punch in the numbers, and you reach over and you pull the big arm, clunk, clunk, and then you punch in a
Love
few more
those
inputs, clunk, clunk.
Yeah.
And he had it all apart. He had to know how this worked, and we were fascinated
Seriously?
by the mechanics of how this thing worked. So we studied it for like weeks.
Yeah.
Never figured it out, and it never worked right again.
That's funny.
It's a one-arm bandit for
The one-arm
accountants.
bandit, yes,
for
exactly.
accountants. For accountants.
But there was, and then we go back to into the late 70s and stuff, and this is back when cash registers were starting to come into their own, where you give them $20 for a $2.50 thing, and they say, okay, I gave you $20, and the cash register will say how much to give back. People start forgetting how to make change now. That was about the time when people. Here I am, some years later, at a McDonald's. And I can say that because McDonald's is a generic fast food restaurant. Mm-hmm. And the power goes out, or the cash registers die, or something. Sure. And I handed him $20 for whatever it was. So the girl at the register is just all flamboozled. She can't figure out what to do, can't make change by herself. So she calls the manager over. The manager comes over, punches a couple things on the register, and goes, well, okay, I guess we got to do things the old-fashioned way. And she reaches under the counter. I'm expecting her to pull out a pad of paper. No, she pulls out a calculator.
Oh, no.
That's the old-fashioned way?
That's the apparently.
That's the state of our school
old-fashioned way.
I thought she was going to pull a piece of paper out and do math the old-fashioned. Pulls out a calculator.
Do they even teach math anymore?
Yeah.
Seriously.
No.
I wonder if
I'll hand them a slide
rule. Not the way we did.
My dad used to design jet engines using a slide rule. So there.
I'm worried about. They don't teach penmanship. They don't teach the things.
I think they still.
Do they still teach cursive writing?
No, they've stopped cursive writing.
Really?
Yeah. So how does a person learn to sign their own name? You've got to practice your own name.
You just learn how to make an X.
No, they print it.
But I've found recently that when I've used a pen or a pencil, my muscles in my hand have not been used to that in a long while. And you use different. Have you noticed that when you write?
I use a pen still a fair amount.
But there is a certain ache that happens. Maybe it's my age. I don't know.
No, I don't write much. I never had good penmanship, and it's one of all the things that I wish I'd really paid attention to in high school. Now it's typing.
Oh gosh, yes.
So I kind of do okay. It's a little bit advanced beyond a hunt and peck, but not much beyond that.
Yeah. I took a typing course when I was about 30 years old or something for a half a year. And I don't remember anything about it, but I do know that I look like I know what I'm doing, when in reality,
as long as you don't try and read what you're typing, you're good.
If I could explain to you how I type, then there must be some kind of method that I'm using in my mind because my hands work.
It's like learning a different language. You know what you want, and your finger goes there. When you really learn a different language well, and you want to say, hey, I'm hungry, well, it just comes out in that language.
Sure. Can you do let's say, every good boy does no, is that it?
That was piano.
Oh, that's piano. Every good boy does
God, fudge. Why do I remember that? Every good boy deserves fudge. Yes.
Oh, well, that's fine. What about the keyboard of the keyboard in front of you? Don't you dare look at that. Oh, look.
A QWERTY?
The QWERTY keyboard.
Yeah.
First time I ever heard that, somebody says, "Oh yeah, that's a QWERTY keyboard," and I go, "A what?"
Yeah.
It just didn't strike me that they were talking about the standard keyboard.
Yeah. A QWERTY. What do you mean, a QWERTY?
Look at the first 5 letters on a keyboard.
AQ.
No, here. See where the Q is?
Oh, Q.
QWERTY. QWERTY. It's a QWERTY keyboard.
ASDF JKL semicolon. ASDF J.
No, the top line.
Yeah, I know it, but I'm wondering. I forgot the G and the H. I always learned ASD. Did we have G and H back when I was young?
Oh God!
No, those were new letters, Bob. No, those were new letters added after you were born.
Oh, you know what it is? You only have 4 fingers on one hand, 4 fingers on the other. ASDF, and then on the right hand, JKL semicolon.
And your thumb is for the space bar.
And the thumb is for the space bar.
See, now when I was learning, we had not electric keyboards. That was new at the time, having an electric. But we learned the old, like the Underwood type, the manual. And you had to go out and hit that key, and it had to drop an inch.
Oh, my gosh, yes.
And that was, you got tired fingers.
Oh, my God. But there's something so good about writing on one of those old typewriters. It feels like you're actually working in the field.
Andy Rooney used to say, I prefer my old Underwood to any of these new gadgets that they give me.
Peck away.
You got a workout typing back then.
Yeah. Hey, spring arrived this week.
Allegedly.
Arrived on time, and nobody even noticed it. James and I forgot totally that it was the first day of spring.
What day was it? Snow in your yard.
What day was this? When was the first day of spring?
Was
Sunday?
it like last Wednesday or something?
Was it?
I don't know. Didn't
well,
really.
that's
It was Thursday at like 5 in the morning or something.
No, it was in the afternoon.
Yeah, no, I think was it in the afternoon?
Yes, it's in the afternoon.
Well, I totally forgot about it. And then over the weekend, I was thinking, we're back in the spring. We had a wonderful day. One of those weather days that you were just
Sunday was beautiful, yeah.
Oh God, some wonderful. And I was thinking, I've got to play a spring song. The first one I always come up with is this 6-minute song called "Spring Can Really Hang You Up the Most." You ever heard of that song?
No.
It is one of the greatest songs written by Fran Landesman and Tommy Wolfe.
Must have been great. I've never heard of it.
You never heard it? It's a jazz standard, actually, and it has the greatest lyrics. And but I can't play it on here ever because it's always 6 minutes long. And
if you did a short segment, you could.
Well, if I did a short, so anyway.
When has Bob ever done?
I have
segment?
Found.
We're already 10 minutes late, Bob.
Yeah. I have found the spring can really hang you up the most.
Short version?
Short version by a...
It was the single.
Yeah, by John, a jazz singer named Mark Murphy, who is not the guy that does cowboy songs. This is a jazz singer, really of note. So you like this. This guy was touted to be the next Sinatra. And that was 45 years ago, so you know how that worked out. But at any rate, Mark Murphy, spring can really hang you up the most.
Spring this year has got me feeling like a horse that never left the post. I lie in my room, staring up at the ceiling. Spring can really hang you up the most. College girls are writing sonnets in the tender passion they're engrossed. But I'm on the shelf, just like last year's Easter bonnet. Spring can really hang you up the most. All afternoon those birds twitter-twit. I know the tune. This is love, this is it. Well, I've heard it before, and I know the score. And I've decided that spring is a bore. Doctors once prescribed a tonic, sulfur and molasses was the dose. It didn't help a bit. My condition must be chronic. Spring can really hang you up the most. All alone, the
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Barnes & Noble College Bookstore in the Ely Campus Center, offering Westfield State t-shirts, sweatshirts, and gift merchandise, all of your academic needs, and offering textbook materials in new, used, ebook, and rental formats. Available at the bookstore on campus or online at westfieldstate.bncollege.com.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by Westfield Bank. For more than 160 years, Westfield Bank has been an important community presence and commercial leader in the Pioneer Valley. With convenient full banking services in Westfield, West Springfield, East Longmeadow, Agawam, Feeding Hills, Springfield, Southwick, as well as Enfield and Granby, Connecticut, visit us on the web at westfieldbank.org. We thank the generosity of our underwriters. For more information, please contact the Westfield State Foundation at 413-572-8646. Discussions of local politics, events, happenings, and miscellany potpourri. Ken's Den, Tuesday, 8 to 10. Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM, WSKB, Westfield.
Wow, it's Tuesday morning, and
Please stop talking about what you were talking about, Bob.
March 26, 2019.
Good morning, Megan.
Oh my God,
She's awake.
Oh God, yeah.
She needs coffee badly.
6:30. Wait, is that the time
That's
that
the
your
problem.
Well,
girlfriend?
she's got to
went
get her son to school at Blessed Sacrament.
That's the problem.
I
Bob
see.
brings us coffee in the morning, and that just winds us up.
Oh,
You
my
know.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No, not at all. Not
I'd
at
rather
all.
be slightly awake than really tired.
But you could you have like if we had a donut right now, would you be eating a donut this early? I can't. There are certain times that I breakfast doesn't happen until 9 or 9 to 10.
For me, breakfast doesn't happen till lunch.
A vanilla cream donut.
Vanilla cream. Oh no.
Boston cream?
No.
Oh, Boston cream. Yes.
Vanilla cream.
Vanilla cream.
Same
The one
thing.
with the one with a little dollop of vanilla cream with sprinkles on the top.
So, did you have a punchki with vanilla cream over
No.
the season of
No.
punchkis?
Punchkis don't have vanilla cream.
Yes.
Well,
They have
they
Boston
could.
Well, they have other, but it's not the vanilla cream. with
Bavarian
the-
cream is what they have.
No, that's
Bavar-
different. That's not
What's the
even
difference
close to
between
vanilla.
Bavarian cream?
I can't tell.
and,
One is vanilla.
one you add vanilla to.
Bavarian has vanilla in it.
It's basically a donut with vanilla frosting on it.
And
in it.
Do they serve it in Bavaria? Is that why we call it the Bavarian
Where's
cream?
Bavaria?
I know where Bavaria is.
Is that
because
Hungary?
it's
Region of Hungary?
No. Germany.
Germany.
Bavaria is. No, wait a minute. Is it Switzerland or Germany?
Could be Austria.
It could be Austria. I think the Bavarian Alps I've heard of, right? So the Alps are in Switzerland and in
I've heard of Alpo.
German Alpo. Would you mind checking for us where Bavaria is? A picture of Bavarian. Picture of Bavarian.
It's a beer garden. It's any beer garden is
I'm
in
picturing
Bavaria.
a man in shorts.
It's a Bavarian beer.
Lederhosen.
Lederhosen.
Lederhosen. Yeah. Lederhosen.
Later.
And the
Lader.
and dirndls.
What
Right?
if you're on time? Then it wouldn't be Lederhosen.
Oh my God, help me! Yes, we've got the. So the answer is coming.
Bavaria
Right.
is officially a free state of Bavaria. It is a landlocked federal state of Germany, occupying its southeast corner.
The southeast corner.
It doesn't help much.
So is there? So name a.
But it's in Germany.
What? Name something that's in. Name a big city there.
I bet
in
there's
that.
a beer garden in Bavaria.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's look it up in the old
Yeah.
Wikipedia here.
I'm planning a trip to
Bavaria?
close to Bavaria.
Then you need to know where that is, Bob.
I know.
Bavaria's main capital cities are Munich
Oh,
and
Munich.
Nuremberg.
Oh, Nuremberg, where the war crimes went. And also, Sound of Music has a tour in Nuremberg. You can go to the Nürnberg Abbey and
hills are alive.
Strasbourg. I think it's the Strasbourg. I think must be Bavaria. The Sound of Music is Bavarian.
Weren't we talking about going to a movie that you could, where they played The Sound of Music and the whole audience is singing along?
That's one of those sing-along movies.
Yeah.
They did that for Mamma Mia.
That was that's how we got into.
God, are we all over
the
the place today?
Why is that different?
No, there doesn't seem to be a through line, and our audience is probably they're feeling like they were on some kind of drug.
Well,
or maybe
it's
they're
a roller
wanting
coaster.
to take a drug.
It's a roller coaster, and it's got
Ativan.
love. We're all going back to the old Riverside Park and we're going to start on the monorail, and it's going to take a tour of. Didn't Riverside Park used to have a chairlift too? You could
They
kind
did
of
at
go
one
up
time.
over
Yeah.
It was an old hall chairlift. I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
And where did the chairlift take you?
From one end of the park to the other.
Right. It wasn't up a mountain. Because there was no mountain there.
It took you over the park. If you wanted to go back and start all over again, like if you worked your way from the center, you went to one end, then you want to go to the other side, you went on the chairlift.
A chairlift, but the monorail sounds like that's that you get from one place to another.
No, the monorail you just went in a
chairlift
loop.
goes up a mountain.
No, not always.
Well, you're lifting. The chair is being lifted someplace.
They called it a skylift, I think, is what they called it.
A skylift. All those old memories. I'm honest to God. I've been. It's so amazing to me that I can remember things from so long ago and yet not remember yesterday.
What'd you have for breakfast, Bob?
I haven't. No, remember, I don't eat until Kelly and Regis. And that's on at 9 o'clock.
Well, then you remember you didn't have breakfast, so that's a good start.
Oh, yeah.
See, now, what was your favorite memory from going to Riverside Park? Now, Riverside goes back a long way.
Well,
mine's the Speedway.
For our friends out in...
other than the Speedway.
That's where I grew up.
Yeah.
I barely went to the park when I was a kid.
Oh, you
I went
never
to the
did?
Speedway.
Well, let's explain what the park is to folks in Germany and Wisconsin.
It's a Six Flags
Riverside. It was called Riverside.
Yeah, it was owned by the Carroll family.
And this was a park right near us in Agawam that's now at Six Flags.
Yep, it's on the
But
Connecticut River.
initially, it was this incredible. Back in the turn of the century, folks would come in on the water.
It was a picnic grove.
Yeah, and they would come in with their boats on the water and all of that, and it was a great place, and it had a amusement park.
Do you remember who built it and why?
Well, no, that's a good question.
The original build was it was a destination park on the river, but it was built by the trolley line that ended there. Because the trolley...
No, you're thinking of Mountain Park.
No, there was a trolley line to that, too.
Yeah.
But there was a trolley line that came across the river, essentially across the South End Bridge, and then went up to
I'm going to have to
Riverside.
check on that one.
Look it up.
Right.
Look it up.
Yeah.
And it was a nice little summertime getaway. The skating rink was one of the first things that was built down there. The rollaway.
Of course, I remember this.
Yeah, and then the Carroll family is who started turning it into the amusement park. And now Mountain Park was a destination mostly for music. The entertainment was they had a wonderful dance hall. Big bands went there all the time.
I remember. I see it on. They have this show, folks in Wisconsin. On do they still have it on their Channel 15? Wait a minute, one sec.
What?
Channel 15? Does it still have Polka Time?
No.
With Ed Jarzynski? Tarzinski. We don't.
Targonsky. No, we don't run polka.
Oh, I'm so sorry because that was so much. It was. There were all these old films of people dancing the polka.
So Jay's partially
Mount
correct.
What do you mean partially correct?
Throughout most of the 20th century, the park was known as Riverside Park. It started as a picnic grove called Gallup's Grove in 1870. It was eventually renamed Riverside Grove, then Riverside Park. Prior to 1900, most of the park's patrons arrived via steamship. The Springfield Street Railway...
Steamship?
Yes, steamship. The Springfield Street Railway extended its line to the park in 1900, so 30 years after it was opened, Jay.
Well, they were involved.
And although Riverside was at the end of the Springfield Street Railway, it was not owned by the railway and is therefore not considered a trolley park, contrary to published reports.
I hate fact checkers.
Contrary to published reports.
So I was reading something that wasn't entirely accurate.
You're partially correct.
Well, a published report. What is that? It's like a crisis or something?
A what?
A published report. I mean,
When
like
somebody put it on paper.
A published report is a report that's been published. What's your question?
No, I know it, but it just according to published reports. I don't get that. Sounds like
Probably a
it was
newspaper article. Or
was
the
Mueller
paper.
investigating that as
Oh,
well?
for creep's sakes.
Yeah.
You couldn't find anything on that either.
Oh God. Oh my God. Let's not go
He
there.
did publish it, but there was nothing found that was conclusive.
Well, according to one person who happens to be paid off. At any rate, let's not go there.
But we
today.
digress.
Yeah, it's exactly.
I like
right.
their first pool.
Yeah,
Hey, their
what?
first pool. Their first pool was the 300 diameter pool that became known as Lake Take-A-Dip.
It was called Take a Dip.
Take a dip. There's a
Fabulous.
You know that
there's
the
a
only
book.
thing left of that pool is out in the parking lot. There's a big stanchion there that's a light tower now.
Yeah.
That was the middle of the pool.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
Well, you're
fact-checking.
I saw stuff on that one. That's
Is there a
the pool.
published report on that one?
So there was
Peter?
a light pole in the middle of the pool?
Yeah.
No, that was the middle of. There was a fountain in the middle of the pool, and that's all that's left of it.
They had one of the worst haunted houses ever.
Oh, the
In that
walkthrough?
Oh God, it was so awful. It didn't scare the hell out of me at all, but it really.
But it
and
was
because
dark,
it
and
felt,
we did walk into walls.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's true. You walked into walls, and I always felt as if I was putting myself into. And I could care less. I was a kid about germs and all that, but it felt dirty. For instance, I mean,
My
like
favorite, my favorites were the ones with the little cars. You'd get two people in a little car.
Oh,
and,
my God.
and it was the dark ride. The generic name is a dark ride. You go in and it all of a sudden turns left, then turns right, and then boom into a door or something like that.
That's exactly right.
And one of my favorite gags for that was, because you'd always get one of these in the traveling carnivals. It's always cheesy. It's always the best.
Always
scares,
feels like it's dirty.
Yeah, the best scares were when somebody dressed up as a gorilla would be like the last door. You'd come
My
out and the
God,
gorilla
yes.
would stand outside that last door
Yeah.
and sneak up behind the car while the people are waiting to get out.
That's right.
Now they think they're out of this thing. There's nothing else to be scared of.
Right.
And all of a sudden, right behind them is a gorilla. And the best part is you've got 100 people watching this that are just silent. They're not saying a word.
No.
They're waiting to freak these people to
and
freak
they're
out.
watching this and thinking, "Oh, this must be fun." And then they all buy tickets to go inside and find out it's just like nothing.
Cheesy.
It's so dull until you get to the
To the gorilla that you
to
already
the
know
gorilla.
about now, 'cause you were watching.
It's a big setup.
It's
At
a
any
gorilla.
rate, I am not a fan of being scared. So I was really kind of like even back then I did not like that, and I thought that the Tunnel of Love, is that the Tunnel of Love? There was the amusements parks used to have a tunnel of
Well,
love.
the
Is
classic
that
one
what-
is a boat for two people that go through a dark space.
That's right. And
So you have a very short time to love.
So this is a place where it's perfect for me. It's perfect. Perfect. But the thing that I at Riverside, there was this thing, the hit 'em cars. What do you call them?
Bumper cars.
Bumper cars.
That was my favorite.
Oh my God, as a child who was not prone to violence, I couldn't, and my parents thought that this was great fun to be there, and I was one of those cars that didn't know how to drive.
So everybody's aiming at you.
Everyone is aiming at me.
Get the guy that can't figure it out. We're going to help him move. We're going to help him.
We'll push him around the ring.
It was like being.
They used to have
It
that
was
down
like
in
being
Musquamacut.
hit by a car.
But then they added rules. Now everybody had to go the same way. That really was lousy.
Oh,
Musquamacut had it. It was a blast. We used to go over there all the time. We could afford it.
And they had
I think it was a jock ride.
and they
I
had
think
the
it had to
stick-
be a
the
jock.
stick
No,
that
I
went
wasn't
up
a
in the
jock
air.
by any
No,
means.
no.
See, then there was the stick that went up in the air with the thing in the ceiling,
electric-
with the
that's your electric
sparks
power.
up there, and that was cool because it had sparks.
That's because that was your power for the cart.
Well, it was just
It
a
was
DC motor.
it traumatized me when my parents would take me to Riverside Park to be traumatized. And
they all stood at the side of the ride and they pointed and go, look
That's
at
right.
Bob.
Honest to God,
Did you ever go to Mountain Park?
Yeah. And that was a lot better because it was people poking, and I could tolerate dancing the polka.
Polka.
Polka time.
See,
Saturday mornings, 6 to 10.
Now polkas are kind of like bagpipes. Now, I'm a Scot, so and Italian and a whole lot of other things. And there's some French in there, too. But bagpipes, to me, are great for about 5 minutes, and then it's still the same song.
Don't you do a Scottish festival every year?
Yeah. Why?
You're admitting this on the air?
But what is it?
I'm going to tell on you to Peter Langmore next time he's in there.
Oh, he knows. It's but same thing with polka. Yeah, after 5 minutes, they all sound the same. And if you look at the dancers, they're all dancing the same.
They all do dance the same.
So
I love to look at polka dancing. It's sort of because it's like watching a parade. Only
like
they go around in a circle and they go around in a circle and they go around in a circle.
Kind of like bumper cars.
We had this show on cable here. Remember Targansky?
Yeah, Polka Time.
Polka Time we were talking about. And that was the most popular show on Channel 15. And if that didn't air, people would go nuts, and it was like pictures of folks back in the 1950s.
Most of
doing
them
the
are
polka.
dead now.
I know.
From the 80s and stuff.
I know.
Hey, look, there goes Grandpa.
Right, it's exactly right, and many of them really couldn't dance. So it's and to see people.
How do you know they couldn't dance?
What's obvious when they're not keeping in time with the polka music. I mean, there's a certain polka. I know polka because I had a polka when I was doing the unsinkable Molly Brown in the show, and so I had a polka. So I know the polka, and I can even do that walk thing where you walk. It's sort of like you hold like you were in a skating arena, and you
do
a
promenade.
A promenade step.
Jeez, how do I know that?
Obviously, you've been to a square dance before.
Hey,
promenade around.
She's 75 years old today. Do you believe this? Diana Ross is 75 years old.
It means we're all getting older.
I just saw a one of those Buy Now from Time Life whatever on television. It was for Laugh-In, and Diana Ross was singing on Laugh-In. So it was kind of cool.
Well, I thought, when you see Diana, when you think of Diana Ross, what's the song that comes up most for you, Jay? You know what we're about to play, but
The Happening.
The Happening. Oh, wow. For you, Peter?
I'm not sure. I mean, I love the whole Diana Ross catalog. So
yeah. Ain't No Mountain High Enough immediately comes up, so I'm going to play Ain't No Mountain High Enough for Diana Ross's 75th birthday. Bless you, my child.
No matter where you are, no matter how far, just call my name. I'll be there in a hurry. On that you can depend and never worry. No wind, no wind, no rain, no rain. Oh, winter's cold. Can't stop me, babe. Oh, babe, baby, baby. If you're my gold. Oh, no wind, no wind, no rain, no rain. Can't stop me, babe. If you're my I know you must follow the sun wherever it leads. But remember, if you should fall short of your desires, remember life holds for you one guarantee. You'll always have me. And if you should miss my loving one of these old days, If you should ever miss the arms that used to hold you so close, or the lips that used to touch yours so tenderly, just remember what I told you the day I set you free. No mountain high, no valley low enough, no river wide enough, keep me from you. No mountain high enough, no valley low enough, no river wide enough, keep me from you. Ain't no mountain high enough, nothing can keep me from you. Ain't no mountain high enough, ain't no valley low enough, ain't no river wide enough, keep me from you. Ain't no mountain high enough, ain't no valley low enough, ain't no river wide enough, keep me from you.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by Comcast and Xfinity.com, offering Xfinity TV, Internet, home phone, and home security services. Information on all that Xfinity has to offer in the Westfield area is available online at Xfinity.com.
One of our underwriters here at WSKB's Community Radio is Carson Center for Health and Human Services, a nonprofit organization located at 20 Broad Street in Westfield. They provided behavioral health and rehabilitation services in communities throughout Western Massachusetts since 1963. There are services for children, adolescents, adults, families, and couples. You can find them on the web at carsoncenter.org or at 413-572-4132.
We thank the generosity of our underwriters. For more information, please contact the Westfield State Foundation at 413-572-8646. Friday mornings is something different on 89.5 FM. It's JP's Talk About Town.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB.
Live from the campus of Westfield State University. This is 89.5 FM, WSKB, Westfield.
Wait a minute.
I want a picture of
Take
that.
a second, get yourself discombobulated.
What the heck is this? I've got.
This is hilarious.
Wait a minute. Hold it. What
You wrapped
happened
up,
here?
Somehow you wrapped up the...
I look like the back of a TV. You know how your TV has all these wires all over it? Well, somehow
you wrapped up the laptop
wrapped
plug.
up-
Wait a
I've
minute,
gotta-
the laptop plug's still in there. Hold on.
I've got to describe this. I've got to describe this.
Describe.
You're watching on channel 15.
Bob realized at the last minute that we were about to go on the air, and he reached down and grabbed the nearest headphones. Attached to those headphones were probably a dozen different lines running back to the control panel, and he just had them all leading up to his head, and he was tangled.
I felt like Rapunzel or Pippi Longstocking, with all of that. At any rate, I'm back
With
to
many
normal.
different. Pippi Long. What were those? The long Pippi. Pigtails.
Speaking of Bavarian, I think she was from Bavaria.
Okay.
Pippi
What do they call
Longstocking.
those
Braids.
long things? Braids. Yeah.
Braids.
Imagine. No, it was more like dreadlocks. Long dreadlocks.
No. Dreadlock is you don't wash. I think she washed it. No, dreadlocks you wash. Well, the dreadlocks you wash,
Yes,
but it's got a. But it's a different. I love
never
the
mind.
way.
I'm not going there.
I love the way dreadlocks look. I really. That's one of those things that I've never been able. I will never be able to do this now that my hair is falling out.
I don't think you ever would have been able to do that.
No. But I love the look of it. I really love the Bob Marley's look.
Hey,
I love that.
You know what we need to remind folks of is this Thursday night we're going to be doing JP's Golden Age of Radio live right here at Westfield State University. We'd like to encourage folks to come down and see this. If you like JP's Golden Age of Radio on Friday mornings when we play old style radio, we're going to our own Michael Buster McMahon has written a few short plays, and we're going to perform those live in front of a live studio audience right here at Westfield State at the Dower Performing Arts Center. And you too can join us in that live studio audience for just $10. All the proceeds go to the Westfield State University Jazz Band, who will be there joining us live on stage.
Oh, they're terrific.
Just
they're
as if you were to walk into a radio studio of the 30s and 40s to see a show that would be aired.
So let's get this all in my mind. This Thursday night,
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock.
At the Catherine Dower Performing and Fine Arts Center.
Right here, which used to be, for all you guys who don't know where it is, it's the former Juniper Park School.
Yeah.
And it's been renovated. It's gorgeous inside and stuff. And you're doing it in the auditorium? Where are you?
What used to be their little auditorium over there, across from what used to be their library, on the left-hand side of the school. Well, we could go on.
That's a really good space for that.
It is. It's kind of a small, intimate space, small stage. It's kind of cool. So we have a cast of maybe a half a dozen, maybe 10 people, and it'll be fun. Michael Buster McMahon is directing this whole thing. Tonight we do a read-through, and this is just like they would have done back in the day.
Are there sound effects? You have sound effects like clip,
probably
clip.
some.
Yeah.
We could do that. A Foley artist or something like that.
We could do that now.
We could do that,
It's only 2 days away.
Well,
but it's good. No, okay.
But it's like they get handed the script on Monday.
Oh, sure.
They read through it. Then on Tuesday night they read through it. Wednesday is a dress rehearsal, and in our case, Thursday is the show.
Yeah. I used to do readings of plays in New York City, and people would come. They didn't pay.
Why?
Because
they didn't have to pay. It was
free.
They didn't
have to pay. It was free. But the idea was that a playwright, wanted to hear his work done and to see it with an audience, even though the people had the scripts in their hands. So, and these readings, and you get the script, and all of a sudden you're doing something, and maybe you haven't developed a character, but the audience really doesn't know that. And if you're a good actor, you can really kind of like portray the emotion that's there.
And that's the thing. You got to pull something. You don't want it to sound like you're just reading what's on the paper in front of you. We're holding scripts.
You bring some inflection to it.
Yeah, you've got to bring you build that character, and that's what tonight's rehearsal, tonight's read through tomorrow's dress is all about.
Right.
But the actual show, by the time we get to Thursday, you may see some semblance of a show.
Well, it sounds good. And there's a music that breaks it up. So
the jazz band will open the show. They'll play between the shows.
Sure. And there are 2 or 3 short plays.
Three short plays, yeah.
3 short radio plays of all stripes. In other words, there's a love story
there's a love story,
mystery.
a mystery / drama, and a big classic old screwball comedy.
Oh,
it'll be fun.
Oh, it's great.
It'll be fun. So hopefully you'll get some enjoyment. See what it would have been back, in the 40s and 30s and 40s, and maybe get a laugh or two out of the whole thing.
Oh, that sounds great. And it all benefits the scholarship program.
Yeah, the Westfield Jazz Band. They, music. Here's I'll get to get up in my soapbox here.
Yeah.
The arts in schools is one of the first things that when it comes budget time that gets cut. And
yes,
and for many kids, that's why they go to school. Junior high, high school. All right. I have to go read and write and learn math and learn history. But I love music. There's a lot of kids that's what they love.
Right.
You can't take music out of the schools. You can't take the arts out of the schools. So that's one of the reasons that we
makes
do
for a
this
well-rounded
kind of thing. Yeah. That's one of the reasons we do these is this helps fund all of those little things. It may not make a lot of money, but it's money they wouldn't have had otherwise. To buy an instrument or to buy rights to some sheet music, something, it helps. It's something they wouldn't otherwise be able to afford.
Yeah, as I look back at my life, my parents, of course, wanted me to learn the accordion. This sort of
which explains a lot about
this
Mr.
explains
Bob
why
Glass.
they were taking me to be traumatized at Riverside Park.
Look, kid, learn the accordion, or we're going to take you to
my
Riverside.
brother and I. They thought that the accordion was an instrument that was less expensive than a piano. So consequently, we learned how to play. My brother and I, and then my sister, all learned how to play the accordion. And it's a very difficult instrument.
It's a unique instrument.
It's a unique instrument, yes, yeah. I was having a conversation with Sam Falsetti this week on the phone about the accordion. But I didn't have... we had the tonette in high school, or in grammar school.
What's a tonette?
You don't know what a tonette is?
Is that like a little flute?
Yeah.
They call that a penny whistle.
Or a recorder.
Like a penny,
a penny whistle's a little tiny thing. A recorder is like a wooden flute or a plastic wooden flute or something.
A tonette, a tonette could have been plastic for all I know. But everybody had tonettes, and it was it was sort of like playing a flute. But that was the instrument that back in the 50s that everyone learned. We didn't get a chance to choose a violin or piano or anything like that, at least in my school. So at any rate, I was really fortunate then that my parents paid for me to learn something that really gave me confidence in a way. Even though I was a kind of a lousy accordionist, and God knows I can't remember. Would anyone? Do you want a cheap accordion? Do you ever? I want to buy one. I've got an accordion. I should bring it in sometime.
Let's see if you can still play it. Bring it in next week.
Oh no, I got to find the damn thing. I don't even. Maybe it's at my parents' house, not mine.
The older ones used to be made of cloth and fabric on the edges and stuff.
Right.
There's a penny whistle. Captain Picard played a penny
whistle.
There
we are.
But
that's the tonette. Very nice.
Somebody put the wrong thing on there. That's like a jazzed up version. I want to find the original. Hold on, give me a second.
All right. Yeah. Okay. All righty.
So to go back to the accordion. The accordion had, I can hear it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, this is very nice. Who is that?
That's Jean-Luc Picard.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It looks like the guy in Star Trek. Is he a?
It is the guy.
Patrick Stewart.
Is he a tonette player?
They wrote a piece of music for this episode called Inner Light.
Oh, very nice.
It's written for a penny whistle.
It's a penny whistle, which is an Irish instrument. Well, back here in Glenwood School in Springfield, Massachusetts, we call those the tonette. But we didn't sound like that at all. But going back to where we were, I would say that
I forgot where we were.
Yeah. Well, with the idea of
Bring
music. Oh, the accordion for me, regardless of whether I get to play it ever. While just learning it from, or just having the ability to sit down at something and create, I think is a wonderful thing. Whether it's drama or
anything you can do
music
to support the music, the arts, especially in school, because when kids see things or play music and fall in love with that, it sticks with them their whole lives. They may not make a living on it, but boy, it's one of those things that can bring a joy no one ever thought of.
Very, very, very true.
Yeah.
7:00 in the morning on a beautiful. Is it a beautiful day? Well, the sun is coming.
It's going to be nice, yeah. A little bit chillier than yesterday, but not bad.
Spring isn't going to hang me up the most today, is it? I don't know. It's
mid-40s today, a little windy.
Oh, good.
But clear skies.
Hey, I want to play somebody. Remember Diana Ross is 75?
Yes.
Kenny Chesney is 50 today. This is so we're covering all the gold and the.
You ever heard his song Boston?
No, I don't think so. No, it was about Boston Strong or
no? It's about a girl from Boston.
Ah,
and there's a live version of it that they have that was done at Foxborough Stadium, and the entire crowd of 60,000 people sings it.
Sweet.
It's
sweet.
pretty cool.
Sweet. Well, he's 50 years. I can't believe it. I think Kenny was one of the ones that Westfielders had a chance to see before he was up and coming. I think he was over here. He was over here at Stanley Park. I swear. But I love this song. It's called "A Better Boat." Do you know this song?
I think so.
With Mindy Smith. Oh,
I think so.
Listen to the lyrics of this. This is Kenny Chesney. Happy 50th birthday. A better boat. We need a better boat. We really need a better boat in America. Let's find a better boat so we all can be on the same boat together. And it's not the Titanic, let's hope.
I ain't lonely, but I spend a lot of time alone, more than I'd like to, but I'm okay with staying home. My, how the last few months have changed. I'm smiling more despite the pain. I breathe in, I breathe out. Got friends to call who let me talk about what ain't working, what's still hurting, all the things I feel like cussing out. Now and then I let it go. I ride the waves I can't control. I'm learning how to build a better boat. I hate waiting. Ain't no patience in these hands. I'm not complaining. Sometimes it's hard to change a man. I think I'm stronger than I was. I let God do what He does. I breathe in, I breathe out. Got friends to call who let me talk about what ain't working, what's still hurting, all the things I feel like cussing out. Now and then I let it go. I ride the waves I can't control. I'm learning how to build a better boat. I breathe in, I breathe out. Got friends to call who let me talk about what ain't working, what's still hurting, all the things I feel like cussing out. Now and then I let it go. Ride the waves I can't control. If it's working, I don't know. When I get done, the thing may not flow, but I'm learning how to build a better boat.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by Bay State Dental. Comprehensive dentistry at 14 convenient locations in Springfield, Chicopee, Longmeadow, West Springfield, Belchertown, East Longmeadow, Ludlow, Northampton, Greenfield, and Wilbraham, as well as 29 Broad Street in Westfield. Bay State Dental makes it a priority to help you achieve and maintain the healthy smile you deserve. On the web at baystatedental.com.
We thank the generosity of our underwriters. For more information, please contact the Westfield State Foundation at 413-572-8646. Friday mornings is something different on 89.5 FM. It's JP's Talk About Town.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB. Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM WSKB Westfield.
And we don't do this song every night in our show, but tonight, as you guys know, it's only fitting that we do it. And if you know the words to this song, I want to invite you guys to sing along, and all you girls to sing along, because it goes out to you, all right? Here we go. Comes from Boston, works at the jewelry store down the harbor where the ferries come to shore. She never really knew how good it would feel. Finally found herself in a place so warm and real. She wears a Red Sox cap to hide her baby dress. The girl she was in New England is different now and then. In all the local bars, she flirts and tells the boys while they're talking. From Boston, she comes from Boston, talks to her family now and then. Through emails and postcards, she tries to explain to them that education and occupation will have to wait for now. She loves the roster reggae rhythms, her dreams change somehow. She wears a Red Sox cap to hide her baby dress. Well, she was in New England is different now and then. In all the local bars, she flirts and tells the boys while they're talking. She's seduced by the sunsets and her new life at hand. Help me out, y'all. She wears a girl in all the local bars. She flirts and tells the boys while they're talking. From Boston, she wears a Red Sox cap to hide her baby dream. One of my favorite songs ever. You know, she flirts. She's from Boston.
Oh, sweet.
What a great song.
Wow. I loved that song.
Wasn't it great?
On a Tuesday morning. Wow, it's Tuesday. You're listening to Bob Plass, JPEG, Luca Trusty Sidekick, and the Kitten of the Keys. Yes, and he recognized that that song is worth listening to.
Yeah.
Honest to God. Kenny Chesney, 50 years old, and he wrote that song. And you said
That was performed live at Foxborough Stadium.
Foxborough Stadium.
Which is
He
why
loves
everyone
coming
knew
to-
the words.
He loves playing that venue. He's played it more than once.
Well, it's sort of like when
He's
you think
also a
about
Patriots fan too. So
okay, so you got Neil Diamond, and when he goes to Boston, they sing "Sweet Caroline," right?
when he plays Fenway Park,
When he plays Fenway Park,
He plays it
When-
everywhere.
yeah,
He does
and
not,
then
not
Ja-
just in Boston.
Yeah, no,
but I mean,
but
people sing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then James Taylor at Tanglewood, and wherever he performs in Massachusetts, the what's the thing about
Sweet Baby James.
Sweet Baby James from Boston? What's that?
Stockbridge to
Stockbridge to
Took
Boston.
the turnpike from Stockbridge to Boston.
Somehow or other,
Something
songs
about
with-
so pretty because it was covered with frosting. Well,
Yes.
I can't
Oh,
remember. I
sweet.
can't remember the lyric.
Oh, I love it. I love it. So I was just thinking that, does that mean that if you want to write a hit song, you have to have Massachusetts in it?
Yes.
The lights all went
It's
out
required.
in Massachusetts, Boston, or have something to do with Boston. Does that happen in New York? Well, maybe everybody wants to sing New York, New York. I was in Germany
Doesn't
at a
happen-
wedding,
it
and
doesn't hap-
that's all they wanted to do was sing New York, New York
It
at the
doesn't
top of
happen
their
in
lungs.
Cleveland. In Cleveland,
does in Cleveland.
No, nobody sings about Cleveland.
Well, there's not a song about Cleveland, is there?
Yakov Smirnoff had a great line. Yeah, he was the Russian comedian
Oh, yeah, yeah,
that
yeah,
came
yeah,
here, and
yeah,
he goes, and he was playing in Cleveland or something. And he goes, around here it's great because everybody can pick on Cleveland. He says it's just like Russia. Everybody picks on Cleveland.
That's true.
Yeah, you can't pick on anything in Russia.
Well, when
you go away.
Yeah, when you're a comedian, one of the tasks of a comedian is to pick the funniest place. For instance, Passaic, New Jersey is a funny place. Okay.
Is it? Why?
Well, because when you say Passaic, it's a funny name. But what's the one outside of? Name another New Jersey
No,
place.
you want a funny place?
No,
Cucamonga. That's a funny place.
Well, yeah, Chicopee is funny. Passaic is funny.
Albuquerque.
Yes.
That's why Bugs Bunny always took a wrong turn at Albuquerque.
Long Meadow isn't funny. Long Meadow is not funny.
Why not?
Or let's pick
It could be.
Hartford.
Chicopee.
Hartford is not funny.
Why
If
not?
Passaic is funny, Hartford is not funny.
Naugatuck is.
Naugatuck is funny, but let's see. Albany.
Waterbury.
Albany is not funny at all. Do you get it that there are
no,
places?
Bob, that's not funny. Just saying.
Hoboken.
That's a funny one.
Yeah. You can always so comedians try to find a place that is funny. If
I
you're
always
gonna-
made a
you're
long
trying to-
turn at Albuquerque.
Yeah, no, Albuquerque.
Bugs Bunny always made a wrong turn at Albuquerque.
See, but that was,
Albuquerque.
and remember, if you think about it, that was the thing. You go to a train station and they'd list off all of the funny names of where the plane is going and Cucamonga.
Cucamonga.
You know,
Okay.
it always
Try
end up
that
there.
with Passaic.
Walla Walla, Washington.
But say
Walla
that
Walla,
line.
Washington,
Wait a
yes.
minute. Say that Bugs Bunny line with Passaic in it.
I made a wrong turn at Passaic.
See, much funnier. Much
Then
funnier.
Albuquerque?
Yeah. I made a wrong turn at Passaic is funnier than I made a wrong turn at Albuquerque.
As falls Wichita, as falls Wichita, so falls Wichita falls.
Yeah. Hey, I've been
That was a
watching.
jazz
I've been to
album.
Christmas, Indiana. I've been by Christmas, Indiana.
How about Bethlehem, Pennsylvania?
Yes, or
Pittsburgh.
North Pole, Alaska.
yeah, there Poland, Maine.
I've been to Poland, Maine.
Poland, Maine.
I've seen the spring.
At Poland, Maine. Did you know that apparently they add
Danny
things?
Nason wants me to play Cleveland Rocks.
Oh, God. Oh, there we are. What is? Well, no, what did you just say, Jay? You just.
I've seen the spring.
Oh, yes. That I heard that water that we buy has additives added to it, other than the Poland Springs doesn't have additives, apparently. But they're adding things to water. Preservatives to water?
Did you ever read the label?
Why?
Do you read the labels?
No, I should probably read labels.
I read all the labels.
Yeah.
You can even buy a Bud Light and read the labels now.
Oh, well, I do that at a bar if I'm bored.
Dilly dilly.
Yeah. But
he orders a draft beer and reads the label on the glass. Okay.
Oh my God.
That one took a minute.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
I love it.
Yeah. Hey, it's 7:18 in the morning, everybody. I'd love to talk about this when we get back, because I watched a great documentary that you got to see if you haven't seen it on Netflix, because Hal Blaine, we had been talking about for the last 2 weeks, was this drummer from Holyoke who died recently, and he was part of the Wrecking Crew, and so I'm going to play Good Vibrations. All right,
love that song.
And then we're gonna talk about Good Vibrations and the Wrecking Crew. Do you know the Wrecking Crew? You know about the Wrecking Crew, don't you?
Love the Wrecking Crew.
Studio musicians that were on every song ever made in the 1950s
Right.
and 60s and
So
70s.
pretty much,
Oh
yeah.
yeah. So here's the Wrecking Crew and Good Vibrations. Actually, it's the Beach Boys.
I love the colorful clothes you wear, and the way the sunlight plays upon her hair. I hear the sound of a gentle word on the wind that lifts her perfume through the air. I'm picking up good vibrations. She's giving me the excitations. I'm picking up good vibrations. She's giving me the excitations. Good vibrations. She's giving me the excitations. Good vibrations. Close my eyes. She's somehow closer now. Softly smile, I know she must be kind. In her eyes, she goes with me to a blossom room. I'm picking up good vibrations. She's giving me the excitations. I'm picking up good vibrations. She's giving me excitation, good vibration, excitation, good vibration, vibrations are happening with her. Gotta keep those love good vibrations are happening with her. Gotta keep those love good vibrations. Good
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by Commercial Distributing Company of Westfield. Now in its third generation of family ownership, Commercial is one of the premier beverage distributors of Western Massachusetts. The Placek family and the staff of Commercial Distributing wishes you good times throughout the year and urges you to drink responsibly. We thank the generosity of our underwriters. For more information, please contact the Westfield State Foundation at 413-572-8646.
Wednesday mornings from 6 till 8, it's Tina Gorman with Wake Up Wednesday.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB. Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM WSKB Westfield.
Wow! It is Tuesday, and it is March 26th, the last Tuesday in March, and we're happy to be here today.
We're happy it's the end of March.
Oh, yeah.
You said it was, spring is finally here. I love winter. I love snow piled high, but I'm ready for spring this year.
Oh,
I really am.
I was walking the other day, and I thought to myself, yeah, get rid of the snow, and I want to be able, now that it's daylight saving time,
because there's only one of them?
Yeah, well, I've called it daylight savings all my life, but it's daylight saving time, apparently. There's not more than one saving on the, well, I suppose there is. Everybody's savings. At any rate, sitting at, sitting at 6 o'clock out on my patio,
and it's still light out. Yay!
Oh yeah. Oh God! But I want it to be beautiful out.
Yesterday, I'm working and I'm sitting out on my back porch. The sun is out. Granted, it's like 50 degrees, which in the middle of the summer seems cold. But this time of year, it's warm. And I'm on the south side of my house. And sitting in the sun, I got my laptop and my phone out there, and I'm working all afternoon yesterday. And
outside,
and my boss calls. She goes, "What are you doing?" I goes, "I'm hanging out on the back porch in the sun." Well, she's in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and it's pouring rain and it's dingy, and she goes, "I hate you."
like you were in Miami or someplace.
Yeah, really.
Well,
but it's just I was ready for a sunny day, and it just revived me, and I was up, and it got me going.
Oh,
again.
Sure, it does. This Wrecking Crew, I didn't really know about Hal Blaine until I saw his obit, and it turns out that this documentary, I just played the Good Vibration song. The Beach Boys didn't play on that album. All of that music was created by a group of musicians that are all studio musicians who really didn't have names, who would come in.
They had names, just no one knew what they were.
No one knew who they were. And they were, Hal Blaine at his peak was raking in the dough like he lived in the Hollywood Hills. He had this great mansion, et cetera, and I was surprised that Glenn Campbell was one of the people that played on a lot of these songs. And in the movie, they go over and over and over the numbers of songs that were sung, or rather played.
They were played. All the backing tracks were all played.
Played. And they pulled them in because they were better than the musicians themselves. And it was a day, the days that musicians.
The leader of the Beach Boys wouldn't use his own band on the studio recording.
Well, here's the thing:
That's right.
If you're going to go out and play live, people are there to see you, and they know it's not going to sound like what they heard on the radio. It's going to be a little different, live sound and everything. Of course, today is a little different.
Yeah.
But in the 60s, it was exciting because you saw those people singing what you've been hearing on the radio. So if it's a little different, you didn't matter. But when if you're producing a record, you want it to be perfect. Now, it costs money to use that studio time.
Oh, here we go. That's the exact
I don't want
right.
to have a whole bunch of musicians that I've got to do 50 takes before I get the one I want.
Right.
I want to have a room full of musicians that I know I can put music in front of, and it may take 2 or 3 takes, or we rehearse it and then go.
Right.
But the singers are the Beach Boys in this case, or Glenn Campbell, or whoever. And this was huge in the 60s. I just want to get this record made. I want to publish it, get it airplay. It's going to be a hit record, and away we go.
Right.
It was you think about it, it was a production factory. How much can we move through this room?
They would do an album, according to the documentary, they would do an album in one day. Whereas, you hear artists today talking about, I'm working on my album, and they're working on it for like 4 months or so.
And you had a room full of musicians, and the whole thing was going out to. You might have a multi-track reel-to-reel tape, but you're maybe 15 tracks, maybe, which means drums. All the drums are on one track,
right.
or the voices are on another track, or or the bass drum, or the bass guitar.
Right.
Today, you can have 64 instruments in the room, 64 voices or whatever, and every one of them is on a different a different track. It's all digital, and then you take all of that and you mix it and you manipulate it to be the sound you want. It may not be the perfect sound, but you manipulate that to the final track. You can have post-production for a year before you release a product. This one, you do it, you go in the studio, cut it, maybe do a little tweaking on it, and boom, it's on the record, and let's go.
And what I learned was that they would take a number that sounded okay, and they'd make it into these incredible riffs that we remember more than we remember the song. I mean, like they were talking about Carol Kay. Do you know who Carol Kay is?
No.
Well, she was the only woman on the Wrecking Crew, and she's a guitarist. And they told this story. I'm not going to play that song, but she took Sonny and Cher's "The Beat Goes On." Okay, do you know "The Beat Goes On"?
Yeah,
right,
there was a bass riff in there that became famous.
Peter, find that for us. Just it. Okay, so you do.
Pat Benatar. Who's she married to? Neil Giraldo. I saw the two of them up in Northampton, I think last year or two. And they were doing a wonderful little thing. It was an acoustic thing, and they played some of their greatest hits. But they played it with a few backing tracks. Neil Giraldo wrote most of the music that became top 40 hits for he and Pat Benatar. And he said there's two things that make a hit record. Number one is you know what the song is when you hear the first 3 notes. Think about that. That's it. That's number one. The second is you have a refrain that you'll hum the rest of the day. If you have those two things, chances are you're going to have a hit record.
She's from Boston.
Oh yeah, very true. But
no, it doesn't.
So Sonny and Cher go into the studio, and Carol Kay is there with her guitar, and she tells the story this way: that she said, "Okay, here's The Beat Goes On," and okay. It's only
American.
Really? Plays
Yeah.
Ever Mel Torme, who is the master musician vocally of all time.
Fog.
Oh my God! And he knew how to use his voice, just like Carol Kay knew how to use the guitar. And this is the games people play, and you're going to hear Carol Kay's rhythm behind it, and watch how she builds this song, and you really begin to love it. Games people play, Mel Torme and Carol Kay and the Wrecking Crew. You'll love this.
La-di-da-da-da-da, la-di-da-da-dee-dee-dee, la-da-da-da-da-dee-dee, la-di-da-da-dee-dee. Oh, the games people play now, every night and every day now, never meaning what they say now, never saying what they mean, while they while away the hours in their ivory tower, till they're covered up with flowers in the back of a black limousine. Though we make one another cry, break our hearts and we say goodbye, cross our hearts and we hope to die, said the other was to blame. Neither one will ever give in, though we gaze on an ache again, thinking about the things that might have been, and it's a dirty, rotten shame. The people walking up to you, singing glory, hallelujah, then they try to sock it to you in the name of the Lord. They're gonna teach you how to meditate, read your horoscope and cheat your fate, and furthermore to hell with hate. Come on, get on board. Hey, look around and tell me what you see, what's happening to you and me. God grant me the serenity to remember who I am. Oh, 'cause you're giving up your sanity, all your pride and your vanity. Turn your back on humanity, and you don't give a la-di-da-da-di-da-da, la-da-dee-dee-dee-dee, talking about you and me.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by Bay State Dental. Comprehensive dentistry at 14 convenient locations in Springfield, Chicopee, Longmeadow, West Springfield, Belchertown, East Longmeadow, Ludlow, Northampton, Greenfield, and Wilbraham, as well as 29 Broad Street in Westfield. Bay State Dental makes it a priority to help you achieve and maintain the healthy smile you deserve. On the web at baystatedental.com.
We thank the generosity of our underwriters. For more information, please contact the Westfield State Foundation at 413-572-8646. Wednesday mornings start off right from 6 to 8 a.m. with Tina Gorman and Wake Up Wednesday.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB. Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM WSKB Westfield.
Wow, it is Tuesday morning, and it is 7:38 on a great day in 1964. Funny Girl opened on Broadway today. Did you know that? Funny Girl. Funny Girl, no. This was the first time that America really, well, it's not the first time, but somebody became very famous from Funny Girl. Who became very famous?
Barbra Streisand?
Barbra Streisand.
Okay, yeah, it's exactly right. Can you name a song from Funny Girl?
No.
That became a hit in the American Songbook that people... What's Barbra Streisand's biggest hit?
Still don't know.
You don't know? No. People who need people are the luckiest people in the world. Does that name ring a bell? Oh,
it's
Jay.
Not a name. It's a song title.
People who need people. This was back in the day.
That's not helping.
No. People who need people are the luckiest people in the world. Oh, I'm not. I'm. You're not going to buy my record after you've heard me sing.
I wasn't going to buy your record before.
Bob, they could be having problems right now because I'm not seeing.
I got it. Peter's trying to get me online.
Yeah, it's not there.
Yeah.
So.
Oh my God, help me. Okay. So. Hey,
I'm even having problems, so there's something.
Did you hear Carol Kay's incredible riff on a bass? Honest to God. So everybody, I want you to go to your Netflix or your Hulu or your Amazon and check out the documentary, The Wrecking Crew. It's an hour and a half that you're going to really appreciate.
Oh, if you loved any of the music of the period,
oh man,
you're going to now. I love. VH1 used to run a series called Behind the Music.
Yeah.
And it was a narrated documentary.
Sure.
I used to love that show. Yeah. Absolutely love it.
But to learn about the music, learn about how creativity is.
You love the song, and now you find the story behind the artist, whether it was tragic or whether it was a roller coaster, whatever.
Yeah.
But it was always a compelling story, and the announcer for that was awesome.
Well, I got to say that what I learned from the Wrecking Crew was there are a lot of heroes or a lot of idols that are not on pedestals that we don't know of that should be probably. And I began to really appreciate.
The internet for the entire college is down right now, so we're not.
Oh, my word. Oh, just when I need it. Hey, we're going to play Making the List on Ken's show today. And speaking of Peter's bald head, the theme is going to be hair.
I know, isn't that
songs
good timing?
About hair. Yeah, perfect timing.
Bossy asked me for a suggestion. I suggested modern polka to really challenge everybody.
I know, really. We all bring in a song and we vote on it. Yeah.
Polka covers a lot of pop songs.
Yes.
So pop polka cover. If I win, I'm doing pop polka covers.
Oh,
that'd be freaking hilarious.
I love it. Maybe we can, you and I can work to manipulate you into winning today. No, I
pop polka covers, baby.
I want to win. I want to win. Basha is Polish, I think. So we're gonna.
She is.
So
that's why I suggested
she's on the show today. Basha. What's Basha's last name?
Bell.
Well, Basha Bell from Vivid Hair Salon downtown.
Usually she does my color, but she was so busy, which is a good thing.
Yes.
That she couldn't get me in, and my girlfriend had to do my hair color this year. So she did the green. Yeah. Megan did a great job with the green.
I loved it. Looked really great. Hey, I want to recommend also another Netflix series, Jack Taylor. If you enjoy mystery stories or what do you call it? Crime stories. Jack Taylor. It takes place in Galway, Ireland, and Galway is a beautiful, beautiful place on the west coast of Ireland, as you all know probably. And this stars Ian Glenn, and Ian plays a major character on Game of Thrones. And he plays this hard-boiled detective, former policeman who is a drinking problem and has been left. Well, he's out of the Garda, as it's called, the police department, and he solves a series of crimes over a 9-episode series, which is based on books by a guy named Ken Bruen, Bruen, who is an Irish mystery writer or crime story writer along the lines of Harry Bosch. So I've been watching this, and I'm so sorry that the series is ending. You know, there's series that go on, and you wonder, oh God, why am I hooked on watching something that's 140,000 or 100 episodes if it's not good. Well, this is great. Every episode is great, based on a book. Jack Taylor. I would totally recommend that. I also want to recommend the series Shrill. Have you heard of Shrill, Jay? You know who 80 Bryant is?
Sometimes your voice is quite shrill.
Yes. Shrill is it stars 80 Bryant from Saturday Night Live, and it's on
That's right, I know
Hulu.
the name.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she's a larger, full-size woman, and this is the story of her adventures as a full-size woman and coming into her own. And I got to say that there's a realness to this character, and you really get to see the evolution of a woman. Have you heard of Shrill, Peter?
No.
It stars 80 Bryant. The full. I don't know how do
Is
I
it a series or something?
Yeah, it's on Hulu, and it's about the character on Saturday Night Live, the actress. Well, it's not about the actress, but the actress 80 Bryant, or the comedian, plays the lead. She's a larger woman.
Okay.
And so it's about a large woman in their 30s getting along in the world and finding her voice in a world
not
where
easy.
she's not at all. But you'd really appreciate this. And it is. I recommend this series. So there are
By the way, to all our
watch.
fans out there, the internet and the college appears to be down. It's not just wireless; it's everything.
Oh,
and so we're not going out to channel 15 or westfieldtv.org. We're just on 89.5.
And it's possible.
Gotcha.
It's down everywhere.
What do you think?
Really, you're having problems with your stuff too?
Do you think something's happening in on the East Coast or
It's a
something?
conspiracy.
Oh gosh!
It's the Great 65 blackout.
Oh my God! Ken Stopsky is here, and he's now wearing his hat. Thank the Lord! He just entered the studio. Yes. What do you want, my friend? Hi.
There has to be some Russia collusion for all the internet to be down here.
I'm sure there is. I'm sure.
Because it has to be somewhere, because it wasn't with Donald.
Oh, let's not
And
even.
if you stare
Don't
at
bring
him
up
long
that.
enough, if you stare at him long enough, that red hat will come back.
Oh my God! Help me, God! Ken. I thought of you in the last
Bob,
2 days. Let me put it
2
that.
years and $25 million. There was no collusion. Trump did not lie to you, Bob. The media lied to you.
No one. Oh, wait a minute. Hold
It's
it.
the fake
Wait a
news.
minute. Okay, let me say this much on this whole story. Out of this, the Mueller report has not exonerated Donald Trump, and quite honestly,
Go ahead. Keep saying that to yourself.
no. If you read the report, if you listen to,
They haven't put out the report yet.
No, they haven't. But
Then how can you read it?
but in the report
There's nothing
itself,
indictable.
How do you know there's even
I don't
anything
care
in the
about
report?
indictment. I don't care about the indictment.
Okay, so
you don't care
you
what's
held-
in it, so you're going to just say he's guilty because
Wait a minute.
No.
Wait a minute. For the past 2 years, Trump needs to go to jail for Russia collusion.
Right.
That would have been indictment.
But
Right.
there's no conclusion.
No, I'm not. Okay, so let's not
If you
talk
held
about
everybody to that standard, Bob, then everybody
We've had a conclusion,
You would
there's
definitely
no
drain the
collusion.
swamp.
Well, then let's start to drain the swamp then.
Okay, so hold everybody to that standard and watch them all run.
That's exactly
Like
right.
cockroaches.
Oh my God! Oh, the red hat is here. Oh,
Kenny,
God,
you know we're
help
still
me.
being recorded on YouTube. Right?
Yeah.
For later on.
Oh, my. Oh.
You know what's funny?
Oh, yes.
As soon as the hat goes on, he runs out of things to say.
I go humma.
He's intimidated by it. Yeah, that was a pretty good Ralph Cramden impersonation there.
What? I wasn't trying that, but
Alice!
all right. So this is my final thing on this. Okay.
There's a final thing.
Yes. They
Like Jerry Springer had a final thing.
yeah. There are many people who are in jail because of the lies they told, the things they did that were incredibly illegal.
And Hillary will be next.
All right, well, you can go there.
Because Lindsey Graham is calling for an investigation on her now. What comes around, goes around.
All
Bob.
right, so
That's what I'm saying.
let
If
it
you
go.
haven't-
All right, if we're gonna go there, then we let it go around and let those chips fall where they may. What I'm talking about is our despicable, lying president, who is a misogynist, a homophobe, who doesn't like immigrants.
You
I
just
could go on and on.
You just
and he
described Bill Clinton.
Well, let's not go back. No, that's not true at all.
You just described JFK.
No, that's not
like
true at all.
personal attacks to me,
No,
Bob.
that's not true. We have a despicable president. Let's face it.
That's a personal attack.
Yeah, it is a personal attack.
Well, stop it.
Yeah, but he's a
So
despicable
we've come full
human
circle.
being.
Earlier you were talking about, I never took that left turn at Albuquerque, and now that's despicable.
It's all
It's
surrounding
despicable
Looney Tunes.
in Passaic as much as it is in Washington, D.C.
It's Looney Tunes.
We've all Looney Tunes.
But that's all, folks.
7:49 in the morning. Hey,
Aren't we due for a break?
Yeah, yes. But Jay, I have a presentation for you. 1 second. Wait a minute.
A presentation.
He's got something for him?
Yes, I do.
Something for Jay. Okay.
Is it a red hat?
No.
Look at what Bob's
All right.
got something for
I
Jay.
have for your daughter. I have the Fava Tea Company, and these are. I got a present from somebody
It's
who
tea
came
time
to
at
visit me.
WSKB.
Wait. That
You-
sounds like
I just-
regifting to me.
You
It
can't,
is regifting.
you can't see this on Channel 15 right now, but I just glanced over, and those are the same types of bags that edibles come in. I thought Bob just brought edibles in here.
Well, for all I know, they could be edible.
Thanks, Bob. Hey.
Far out, man.
Didn't know we were going there this morning.
So hopefully these.
That was a very good Tommy Chong.
Yeah, this
I'm a
is
big fan of
terrific guava tea. Okay, and it has no caffeine in. And this one here is what is the name of this one? It's Voga tea or whatever. I have no idea. And so at any rate, I hope they're fresh. It was more than a year ago that I've had these in my closet for a year, so I'm giving them to your. I know it, but your daughter might be.
Check them out. Well, yeah,
There've been things in the closet longer than that over there. I don't even know what that means.
No, I don't. At my house, it doesn't mean anything because, yikes, I am out of the closet. So much.
Yoinks.
Yoinks.
Zoinks.
Yeah. Hey, listen. Today in 1977, Elvis Costello debuted "Less Than Zero." Do you like that song, "Less Than Zero"? Do you like Elvis Costello?
I do, yeah.
Somebody answer this question. He's married to Diane Krall, isn't he? Elvis Costello?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. He was one of the first people who took the name Elvis. I was really surprised. And the difference in Elvis Costello and Elvis Presley are very different.
Yeah.
But here's "Less Than Zero." From the movie "Less Than Zero," Elvis Costello, 1977, everybody.
Mr. Oswald with a swastika tattoo. There is a vacancy waiting in the English voodoo. Carving beef for Vandal on the guilty boy's head. When he's had enough of that, maybe you'll take him to bed too. Sure he's alive or he wishes he was dead. Turn up the TV, no one listening will suspect. Even your mother won't detect it, so your father won't know. They think that I got no respect, but everything means less than zero. Hit, 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 hit. Oswald and his sister are doing it again. They got the finest home movies that you have ever seen. They got 1,000 variations, every service with a smile. They're gonna take a little break and they'll be back after a while. Well, I hear that South America is coming in style. Turn up the TV, no one listening will suspect. Even your mother won't detect it, so your father won't know. They think that I got no respect, but everything means less than zero. Hit, 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 hit. A pistol while still smoking, a man lay on the floor. while Mr. Oswald said he had an understanding with the law. He said he heard about a couple living in the USA. He said they traded in their baby for a Chevrolet. Let's talk about the future now. We put that past away. Turn up the TV, no one listening was suspecting, and your mother won't protect it, so your father won't know. They think that I got no respect, but everything means less than zero. Head, red, head, red, head, red, head, red, head, head, red.
Underwriting support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Greater Westfield Chamber of Commerce, the voice of business for the Greater Westfield communities. Informing, educating, advocating, the Chamber provides opportunities for members to make meaningful connections on local, regional, and state levels. For more information on the Chamber's many events, workshops, and programs, as well as the benefits of membership, visit westfieldbiz.org. The Chamber focuses on the most important economy, yours. We thank the generosity of our underwriters. For more information, please contact the Westfield State Foundation at 413-572-8646.
It's Tuesday morning from 6 till 8. Wow, it's Tuesday with Bob Plass.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB. Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM WSKB Westfield.
Wow, it is Tuesday morning. It is March 26th, 2019, and I am in the studio with the kitten of the keys, Peter Goals. This is the last time.
That's it, I give up.
You are the March.
I'm done, I give up.
You are the March Madness master of madness.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the March Master of Modulation.
March Magic. I haven't gotten right for the entire month.
Can you turn up the turn up the output a little bit?
So we're going into the A's next week for April.
Yes.
All right.
I heard that.
I'll come up with that.
That's a little better, yeah.
A great theme here. All righty.
I've got one.
Yeah, what do you
for
got?
An A.
Yeah, what do you got?
Oh, maybe not.
No. Oh, no. No. We're not going there. No, the autocrat of the airwaves.
The astrophysicist of the airwaves.
The astronaut of
there we go.
Yes.
I knew whatever word you were going to pick would start with ass somehow.
Most of them do.
No. Hey, everybody. You know who's? I'm going to give you a clue on this one. He's 75 today, along with Diana Ross. They share a birthday. Do you know who's 75 today?
Who?
Yeah. Here, I'll get you to say the word. I'll get you to say his band. Bo and
the Brummels.
Bo and blank.
Bo Sullivan?
Bo and blank.
Bo's not 75.
This is
the Mr. Bojangles?
No, this is
the little nitty-gritty dirt band.
No.
Oh.
This is something that
Are you sorry you started this?
Yeah. No.
Is it Charlie Daniels? Because I think he said something about rosining up your bow.
No. This is a name that you might give when you go to a hotel and you don't want people to know that you were there.
Oh, a fake name because you're with your side chick.
That's right.
Okay.
Now, what would be a fake name that you would give if you went to a hotel?
Are you talking about Bo Diddley?
Fred.
No, I'm not.
No. You said Frank Diddley?
No. John Blank. What would you go?
John
Smith? Denver?
No.
Smith?
No. Smith. Okay.
John
Bo and
Schmidt?
Bo,
Hey, you know what? His name was my name, too.
Arrow Smith. So he's 75 years old today.
I shot an arrow.
We
into
went
the
that
air?
long for Aerosmith?
No,
Really?
but who's 75?
Tyler.
Steven Tyler.
Steven Tyler.
What does Steven Tyler have to do with some guy named Bo?
I know. That's I don't
Bo.
Jesus Christ, Bob, you're confusing the hell out of me.
Bow and arrow.
What?
Bow and arrow.
Are you Are you making fun of his nationality because he is part Native American? That's really rude of you.
So
who are you talking about?
In fact, I have more Native American in me than what's her face Warren does.
Than Pocahontas.
Are you really sorry you started this, aren't you?
I feel like I'm surrounded by a band of Republicans.
You know what would be fitting right now to go out with Mr. Custer.
Mr. Custer. No, I'm going out. No.
Is it Vanilla Custer?
Hey, this is somebody that will never win. Mr. Trump will never win a Nobel Prize, but
he will win in 2020, Bill.
Bill.
Is it a Nobel Prize?
Bill Weld might win in 2020. Now that was a what do you call it? A slip, a Freudian slip here. Bill Weld. Maybe he might challenge Mr. Trump.
Trump is your president for the next 6 years. Just get used to it.
I'm going over to the Westfield Technical Academy later, and they have a welder shop over there.
Oh, my God. Who the hell cares?
Oh, my God. He's still despicable. He's still despicable, regardless of who he is. He's a despicable human being. At any rate, Steven Tyler sings at the Nobel Peace Prize concert in 2014, and I thought we'd go out with his great song, Dream On.
Was that the year that Obama won it for going to war?
Sigh. Hey, everybody, I am. We're gonna. We got to talk about
yet?
Chicago. Let's talk. Chicago is alive in concert on April 12th at the Westfield Technical Academy to benefit the Westfield Police Auxiliary. Tickets are at Rocky's Ace Hardware and at purplepass.com. This is an incredible 10-piece orchestra. Chicago. Is it 10?
Band.
But you called it an orchestra.
Oh, I called it. Oh, okay.
There's no strings.
It's a 10-piece band.
No conductor.
Chicago Total Access. And it's sponsored.
Chicago Tribute Band. And this is all put together for the benefit of the great folks in the police auxiliary here in town. If we didn't have them, we wouldn't be able to do all of those wonderful outdoor concerts that we do, the events that we do, the
Music Fest, Pumpkin Fest, all of that sort of stuff wouldn't happen. The concert is sponsored by Rock 102, the Westfield News, WMAS, and 97.7, which
classic
is
hits.
Classic hits.
97.7, the Valley's classic.
Yes, and so get your tickets for that. And meanwhile, I'm signing off. You get out there and volunteer, everybody. We had a good time today. I'll see you next week. We will have the critic extraordinaire next week.
Did you feel like you were attacked, Bob?
Oh, I'm gonna go in the other room. I'm gonna lick my wounds, but that's still.
You are coming back from making the list.
I
right?
am coming back.
Okay.
I still love you. That shows that Democrats can still have a modicum of sanity in this world of Trumpians. All right, this is Dream On.
Trump derangement syndrome.
Oh yeah, Dream On, Mr. Dream On, Steven Tyler. Talk to you.
He's the demon of screaming. You know who I'm talking about. Here's Steven Tyler.
face getting clearer. The past is gone. Let my light dust to dawn. Isn't that the way? Everybody got a doozy life to
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by Bay State Noble Hospital, a brand new name for a Westfield institution which is improving the health of our community every day with quality and compassion. Noble Hospital and Bay State Health, better together.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by Westfield Bank. For more than 160 years, Westfield Bank has been an important community presence and commercial leader in the Pioneer Valley. With convenient full banking services in Westfield, West Springfield, East Longmeadow, Agawam, Feeding Hills, Springfield, Southwick, as well as Enfield and Granby, Connecticut, visit us on the web at westfieldbank.org. We thank the generosity of our underwriters. For more information, please contact the Westfield State Foundation at 413-572-8646. Discussions of local politics, events, happenings, and miscellany potpourri. Ken's Den, Tuesday, 8 to 10. Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM,